Well, today, Kohberger made his first court appearance in Idaho to face 4 charges of first-degree murder.
If convicted, Kohberger faces life in prison and possibly the death penalty.
It was January 12th, 2022. A cold night in Moscow, Idaho that makes you want to stay inside, curled up with a good book. But for 4 University of Idaho students, it would be their last night alive. Ethan Chapin, 20, Madison Mogan, 21, Zaina Kernodle, 20, and Kayla Goncalves, 21, 4 students from the University of Idaho that were found dead in a house nearby. This horrific incident took place in a rented house located off campus in Moscow, Idaho. It was not uncommon for students to rent these houses and share expenses. One of them, Kaylee Goncalves, had moved out but came back to attend a party. Even though Ethan Chapin, Kernodle's boyfriend, did not live there, he was present at the time of the attack. The incident took place in the early hours of January 13th, 2022, and only 2 female students, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funke, along with a dog who lived in the house, were luckily left unharmed. On the night of the incident, 2 of the victims, Ethan Chapin and Zaina Kernodle, attended a party at Sigma Chi fraternity from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., after which they returned home at around 1:45 a.m. Meanwhile, Madison Mogan and Kaylee Goncalves went to the Corner Club, a local sports bar, at 10 p.m. and left around 1:30 a.m. They arrived back home at approximately 1:56 a.m. During this time, Goncalves made 7 unsuccessful phone calls from her phone to her former boyfriend between 2:26 a.m. and 2:52 a.m. At around 4 a.m., Kernodle received a delivery order from DoorDash at the residence. It was during this time that one of their surviving roommates, Dylan Mortensen, who was sleeping on the 2nd floor, woke up and thought she saw Goncalves and her dog, after which she heard another roommate say there was someone else in the house. Mortensen opened her door to check who it was and heard sounds of crying coming from Kernodle's room. But there was more. She heard a man's voice too saying, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Frightened, she closed her door, and when she opened the door for the 3rd time, she saw a man dressed in all black who walked right past her, leaving the residence through the sliding glass door. What she found later were 4 of her friends killed in the bedrooms on the 2nd and 3rd floors of the house. But the strange thing about this is, no calls were made to 911 until 11:58 a.m., while the exact time of the stabbings is believed to be between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. Investigations began by the Moscow Police Department, supported by the Idaho State Police and the Latah County Sheriff's Office. Dr. Michelle C. Newcomb, the Latah County coroner, performed the autopsies on the 4 victims and revealed that they all appeared to have been attacked multiple times with a large knife. When asked about the appearance of the man who attacked these students, Dylan Mortensen describes him as having bushy eyebrows, not very muscular, but still had an athletic build and was around 5 feet 10 inches tall. During the early stages of these investigations, law enforcement officials were considering different possibilities and scenarios surrounding the crime. The fact that the victims were specifically targeted shows that the attack may have been planned or directed toward them for some reason. The police started looking into other factors such as the relationship between the victims, their activities leading up to the incident, any potential conflicts or threats they may have faced, and any other relevant information to determine the motive and intended targets of the crime. The case moved forward and the police started getting clues from the local people, but the most important clue was the information about a potential stalker of one of the victims. The public came out and told the police that one of the victims, Kaylee Goncalves, may have had a stalker and was obsessively being observed and followed. From the clues gathered, the police requested footage that was taken on the night of the murders through surveillance cameras from nearby businesses, residential security cameras, or even personal recordings. Through this footage, the police aimed to gather more information about the events surrounding the murders. While looking for any suspicious activities, the police saw a video of a Hyundai Elantra passing the victim's home multiple times, which raised suspicion and led them to trace the car's ownership. The surveillance recordings captured by these cameras showed a Hyundai Elantra making multiple passes along the same route near the residence. In this footage, the police discovered that the Hyundai Elantra returned to the victim's home several times during the early morning hours of the incident. The car was seen speeding away from the victim's neighborhood at a specific time. The police looked into the car and found Brian Kohberger as the owner of this vehicle. Brian Kohberger attended and graduated from Pleasant Valley High School in 2013, after which he went to Monroe Career and Technical Institute in Bartonsville and dropped out after just a year. Kohberger later went to Northampton Community College in Bethlehem and earned a degree in psychology in 2018. After that, he worked as a security guard back in Pleasant Valley School District. This is the same school where not only he graduated from, but his father previously worked as a maintenance worker for many years, and his mother also worked there for a time as a substitute teacher. Later, he received a BA in 2020 and an MA in 2022 in criminal justice from DeSales University in Central Valley, Pennsylvania. The police also found out that he had recently moved to Washington State in the summer of 2022 to pursue a PhD in criminology at Washington State University in Pullman. This campus was only 8 miles away from Moscow, which raised some eyebrows. At the time of the killings, he was a student in the first semester of the course and a teaching assistant. The facility was deeply concerned about his strange behavior and was relieved of his teaching role on December 19, 2022, which was weeks before his arrest. The police dug deeper and decided to look into the cell phone data of the victims and Kohberger's phones. What they found is Kohberger's phone lost connection in Pullman, Washington at around 2:47 a.m. and remained that way until he reached Blaine, Idaho at 4:48 a.m., which is deeply concerning because this is near US Highway 95, south of Moscow, where the murders took place. This information led the authorities to believe that Kohberger's phone was in the vicinity of the crime scene when these killings took place. Furthermore, the data from the cell phone analysis also revealed that Kohberger's phone had been near the residence of the victims at least 12 times during the time of the murders. Before going in for the arrest, the police decided to monitor Kohberger outside of his parents' Pennsylvania home and saw him wearing surgical gloves and observed him putting trash bags inside the garbage can of a neighbor instead of his own, and cleaning his car from the inside out, not missing a single inch. The police started collecting these trash bags for further forensic research. After these investigations, the law enforcement authorities gathered enough evidence linking Brian Kohberger to the murders that occurred in Idaho. This evidence includes cell phone data, surveillance footage, and DNA found on a knife sheath at the crime scene that matched Kohberger's DNA found on recovered trash. On December 30th, 2022, Brian Kohberger was arrested in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, by an FBI SWAT team and Pennsylvania State Police, and was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. After his arrest in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, Kohberger was detained and underwent legal proceedings in Pennsylvania before being handed over to Idaho to face the charges brought against him. What do you think about these horrific Moscow killings? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.